Well, welcome and hello to another little bit of positive balance in an uncertain world with Therapy Ted and me. And this, if you haven't guessed, is your Christmas offering. Now, you haven't seen us for a while because we haven't really felt like you've really needed us. But with all of the changes that have been going on this last week, Therapy Ted said, I think we need to do another balance. So here is your Christmas present from us to help you flow through the Christmas period just a little bit easier than you might be doing at the moment. Now, I know for some of you, you might be no issues, your Christmas hasn't changed, it was going to be exactly what you're doing now anyway. But for others, it will have changed dramatically this week, possibly. And it may have changed even more than what you would normally do. So we have a balance here for you, and it's based on these Christmas restrictions that have come into force this week, enabling you to just drop it, go with the flow a bit more, and be able to see the positive side rather than focusing on the negative. Because as you know, Therapy Ted and I, we like to look at the positive. Right, okay. So we have a quantum kinesiology balance. We're allowed to use the Cosbats to hold the emotional stress release points, and these are going to be on the root chakra. So this is really affecting you at that real ground level. I'm just going to turn that music down just a touch. It's just gone up a little bit. A Christmassy kind of theme in the background. There we go. So our very first harmonic is an original trigger, and it's unresolved conflicts. We may have conflicts with the government, conflicts with our neighbours, conflicts with our families, conflicts with ourselves. So I'm probably a little bit of each of those at the moment. We then move on to survival mechanisms, and this is negative beliefs. Now, we will have different negative beliefs, so we haven't been asked to have a look at these, but this can be anything about being full on sort of like conspiracy theory, just to the fact that everyone's out to get me, life's not fair. There can be all sorts of different, I don't deserve to be happy, I don't deserve to be together with my family. There's all sorts of different things, the negative beliefs that we may have. Some of these may not, as you know, even be ours. There may be things we've inherited, and we're trying very hard not to believe them, but they're still in the background there somewhere. So we've got negative beliefs, and the harmonic for that one. We then move on to ancestral healing. So again, as I was saying before, some of this stuff is not even your stuff. It's stuff you've inherited, but it still is causing us a problem, the stuff we've inherited, especially if it's really strongly inherited. Now, we had to look at what the emotions were that were involved in what we've inherited, and there were 3 that we had to look for. The first was anger. The second was loneliness. And the last one was mistrust. And I think that last one, there's a lot of that about at the moment. Whether it's for good or for bad, what's going on in the media and everything, the main overriding thing is mistrust. And sometimes we just have to kind of accept that we need to go with the flow a bit more, listen a little bit less to the media and the hype, and just recognise what the sensible guidelines are and stick to those. So those were the 3 harmonics that we needed. Oh, I've not written that one down. Excuse me a minute. Okay, that one's in place. So we're in this season of kindness at the moment and of giving. So we don't have any more harmonics for this particular balance. So I'm going to put Therapy Ted just here and give him those. Oh, the shirt's coming up. There we go. Yeah, sadly he doesn't have a little hat. I did mean to make one. I forgot. So I want you to think about the fact we are now in a season of kindness and of giving. And this can be both on a physical level, but it's also an emotional level thing as well. And I want you to start off with this balance working with just closing your eyes, taking 3 deep breaths. And I want you to think about, where are you hurt about the changes? The changes that just happened, where are you hurt? What comes into your mind? Where are you feeling that in your body? What does it feel like? Is there a sensation, a colour, a sound? And I want you just to think about how your Christmas is going to be different this year. And I want you to look at the negative stuff to start with. So see where the negative stuff is. If you're one of the lucky ones who actually don't have much negative, then I want you to look at the small things you're going to really enjoy about this Christmas. The others of us will get to that in a minute. So keep your eyes closed if that's comfortable, or just have a soft focus on Therapy Ted. And think about where you've had to make changes this year, the things you don't like. And for those of you who are feeling a sort of an unease, or there's something that's just not quite right, you can't put your finger on it about why you feel there's a disturbance, because you're looking forward to your Christmas and what that may be. I want you to be aware that there is quite a lot of collective unconscious negativity at the moment. So it could be that it's not your stuff, but you're just picking up on the overall anxiety and anger and sadness that may be around us at the moment, because there are a lot of people out there who are not very happy about the changes that have had to be made this Christmas. In fact, if everybody can actually think about the collective unconscious that they may have been picking up, and just allow that to slide off you. So just imagine it sort of all around you, all that negativity, but you're kind of Teflon coated, so it can just slide off you. Notice if that makes you feel a little bit lighter, a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more positive. Now I want you to move to the positives. What are you looking forward to this Christmas? Even if you've got a lot of negatives, there will still be some positives. Maybe you're not having to drive around so much this Christmas, going here, there and everywhere. Maybe you're not having to put up with a relative who you'd rather not be with. Maybe you're going to be able to control a little bit more what your Christmas looks like. You get to watch the TV that you want to watch, and drink what you want to drink, and play the games that you want to play. Maybe you can curl up with a book or an afternoon film without interruption. maybe like lots of women, they're looking forward to a Christmas that is actually a bit calmer, not having to do quite so much cooking and catering, a bit more time for themselves. So even though there will be a lot of miss, in the midst of all the family and the fun and the hugs and all that kind of stuff, just keep reminding yourself about the positives. And if you're struggling with that, just keep telling yourself you'll find one or two. Maybe it's just the fact you won't have to share your chocolate. And for those of you who have a very ritualized Christmas, which is very disrupted this year if you include a lot of other people, make a new ritual. Make new rituals for yourself that you want to do with your much smaller unit. And put things in place that you and your smaller unit want to do and will really enjoy. And on that note, Therapy Ted is telling me that it's done. So I want you to take 3 deep breaths. And I hope that leaves you feeling calmer and lighter. And if at any point over this Christmas period you notice you're starting to get more fraught or feeling more lonely or feeling more angry, just put this video back on and just sit there for the sort of 15 minutes and just have another balance to ground you and to deal with these conflicts. I look forward to seeing you all again, hopefully in clinic or virtually online in the new year. Happy Christmas.